Organizational change. Business and technological changes have accelerated at an alarming rate. The world is becoming smaller, and companies in today's environment must face global competitors in their own backyards. Customer expectations of products and services are also increasing at the same exponential rate. What was delightful to the customer yesterday is now expected. A company must improve its products to meet the customer's new expectations and must perpetually improve operations, processes, costs, cycle time, technology, productivity, etc. In times of change, everyone is involved with the change effort. Most managers and process owners are expected to be change agents. The change agent role is not limited to the top leaders of the corporation. The change process. The classical model for a change process consists of 3 phases: unfreezing, movement, and refreezing. Unfreezing. To the change agent, the first phase means unfreezing the existing behavior patterns and practices of the work group. To the change agent, the first phase means unfreezing the existing behavior patterns and practices of the work group. This is where resistance to new programs appears and must be dealt with. Movement. The next step would be to move the people or practices to a new arrangement. This could be accomplished through training or technology. Refreezing. At the proper moment in time, with the skills, technology, or practices in place, the process, including the people, are refrozen. This is where the company wants to be. A process, procedure, or department is now aligned for optimum organizational effectiveness. The acceleration of change in the world can be described as being in permanent whitewater. As soon as a program is completed, it is time to change again. That is, unfreeze the process, move in a new direction, refreeze, pause, and start again. Change agents. The change agent is the person or group that acts as the catalyst and assumes the responsibility for managing the change process. As CEOs, Lee Iacocca and Jack Welch could drive the change effort. A manager may act as a sponsor or patron of the change process. The sponsor is a key political supporter and may provide the change agents with funds, staff, and resources. The process to be changed is defined as the target. Change agents can be managers or other employees of the organization. They would be termed internal change agents. External change agents are outside individuals who are free from the political restraints of the organization. They can offer more objective viewpoints and analysis of the situation at hand. However, outside change agents will not have the insider's knowledge of the organization's culture, history, procedures, and personnel. Some characteristics of a good change agent include being empathetic, sensitive, open, tolerant, flexible, patient, friendly, cooperative, imaginative, confident, self-reliant, and risk-taking. As provided in the table, the advantages of internal change agents are more knowledge of the company, may be more available, lower cost, a known quantity, more local authority. The advantages of external change agents are more objective, more diverse experience, has a broader network, technically prepared. The disadvantages of internal change agents are too close to the problem, may be part of the problem, may be biased, may be unwilling. And the disadvantages of external change agents are less company knowledge, higher cost, an unknown quantity, longer startup time, and bad management image. Types of organizational change. Organizations generally undergo change in 4 major areas: strategy, technology, structure, and personnel. Strategic changes occur when the company shifts its direction and resources towards new business or markets. Technological changes occur when the company decides that automation or modernization of key processes are essential for overall competitiveness. Structural changes occur when the company undergoes a management delayering process or goes from a functional structure to a product structure. Changing the attitudes and behaviors of company personnel is often undertaken through organizational development techniques. Large-scale change. Most change agents enacting revolutionary organizational changes will advise management to allow 3 to 5 years for the change to take effect. The chief executive officer is often anxious for results to appear much quicker than that. The efforts to remodel an organization and to align personnel takes years due to the current methods of imparting the philosophy of change. To train everyone in a large organization could take 6 months or a year. By that time, the emphasis on the direction of the company and the intensity of the effort could be waning. Little wonder, then, that more time and effort must be expended to realign people toward the direction or focus of the effort. A new movement coming from the organizational development area is the concept of very large groups coming together to work on a change. The idea is to involve people at the start and to have them enrolled in the cause. Teams of large size will definitely shorten the time to transmit the vision and mission and to enroll people in the change effort. A key element is to make sure that everyone who can make a decision is in the room. A result of this effort will be people committing and agreeing to specific action plans. A large-scale change effort of this type generally lasts several days, but organizations can see results immediately. Resistance to change. People resist change because they will be asked to do something that they may be unfamiliar with. They could also be asked to accept a change which could cause them a personal loss. For example, certain older employees may reject change because they might be uncomfortable doing their job with a slightly different twist. Younger employees may not have invested as much time with the old process and may be more accommodating of change. The change agent must anticipate resistance to change and find ways to overcome it. Strategy for dealing with resistance to change includes educate and communicate the change, enlist employee participation in the project, provide support efforts such as training or counseling, have negotiated arrangements for change, use manipulation to obtain support, use threats or direct force, but only as a last resort. Linking projects to organizational goals. Embarking on a Six Sigma initiative begins with a management decision to embrace a change that says, there's a better way to run our organization. The readiness assessment includes a review of the following areas. Assess the outlook and future paths of the business. Is the strategy course clear for the company? Can we meet our financial and growth goals? Does our organization respond effectively to new circumstances? Evaluate the current organizational performance. What are our current overall business results? How effectively do we meet customer requirements? How effectively are we operating? Review the capacity for systems change and improvement. How effective are we in managing system changes? How well are our cross-functional processes managed? Are our current efforts in conflict with Six Sigma? The above assessment will go a long way towards deciding if current efforts are sufficient or whether the timing is appropriate to undertake a Six Sigma effort. Six Sigma can be applied as a targeted approach. A number of so-called Six Sigma companies have improvement techniques and teams in place and only assign black belt assistance as needed. As described in the table, the recommended strategies dependent upon the current performance levels are: for a company with low performance, the company should concentrate on basics, use problem-solving teams, and apply cost management, and should not focus on empowerment, benchmarking, and strategic planning. For a company with medium performance, the company should set goals and monitor them, use process simplification, use department improvement teams, and get middle management involved. For a company with high performance, the company should benchmark other firms, empower employees, communicate strategic plans, and continuously improve. The above discussion tells us that a pure Six Sigma approach achieves the best results if implemented by high-performance organizations. Medium and low-performance companies should consider some building block steps in order to take advantage of the low-hanging fruit that can be picked with these more basic techniques. A decision on Six Sigma might be negative if the following conditions exist. The company already has an effective improvement effort in place. Current changes are already overwhelming the company's resources. The potential gains aren't sufficient to finance the necessary investments. For deployment of Six Sigma projects, there are a considerable number of options, dependent upon the goals and objectives of the organization. Considerations include focus on project cost savings, focus on customer satisfaction deliverables, focus on processes, focus on problems, focus on a targeted location, focus on design, focus on supplier processes. The typical methodology that is often followed for Six Sigma projects is either define, measure, analyze, improve, control, or some variation of this approach. This assumes that a problem facing a key business concern can be clearly defined and that it can be addressed by data measurement and/or other statistical improvement techniques.